Welcome, everyone. I want to talk about love for just a moment, and love and pain and hardship and all these things. And I've been talking a lot lately about how these things are not mutually exclusive, right? One of the things that I teach my clients and that I want to teach all of you guys is not to seek after happiness as much as aliveness, right? And the full human experience. And one of the things about being a part of this human experience is that we experience pain, we experience grief, sadness, rejection, loneliness, shame, guilt, all kinds of disappointment. And as we go through life, these things are guaranteed. And one of the things that I want to teach you and that I really want to encourage you to be able to learn is, what does it look like for me to hold on to love, even in the middle of all of those hard things? And I want to share a story with you and then go through an exercise that I want to allow you guys to just have in your back pocket for the times that you need it, for conjuring up that feeling of love when you're in the middle of grief and loneliness and heartache and hurt and disappointment and anger and rage and whatever else you might be feeling, resentment. What does it look like to be able to feel and remember the love and the gold, as Tara Brach so often refers to it, in the midst of those moments? And the story that I want to share with you is one that I listened to her tell about a statue. And I'm not going to get it exactly perfect, and that's okay, but it's a true story about a statue that I believe was erected somewhere in, I think it was in a small country in Eastern Asia, many, many, many years ago, generations ago now. And it was this amazing, ornate, beautiful gold statue of their leader, I believe, or somebody who's important in their culture. And this gold statue was the center of their town. It was in the center of the town, and was a point of pride for many, many years, many generations there. And some political discourse and distress started to happen in the area, and they were getting ready to have a war was about to break out. And they knew that they were going to be invaded. And so in order to protect this statue that was so valuable to them, they covered it up with clay and just layers and layers, and they changed the outside presentation of this gold statue, and so that it looked like it wasn't valuable, it wasn't important, it was ugly. And that worked. And they didn't want the statue to be stolen. They didn't want it to be chipped apart, right? And so that's what they did to protect that gold statue. And it worked, but the problem is too that people sort of forgot by the time the war and all this stuff happened and trauma. And when it was all said and done and kind of life was moving on, people had forgotten really about the gold that was underneath all that clay. It has sort of just become a part of how they were living. This country got absolved into others. And as the world moved on, nobody remembered that gold statue anymore. And it took generations. I think she said it was decades later. Something happened where that clay started to crack. And there was a man walking by, and he saw a crack in the statue, and there was something shining in there, and he took a light and shined in that crack, and then he saw the gold that was underneath all this clay. And they began to start to chip away the clay and uncover this gold statue that was hidden underneath all of that ugliness as a protective mechanism. And I love that story that she shared because, right, we all have that. We all have that gold inside of our hearts that is the core of who we are, right? This basic goodness, this love that is our essence. We, each and every one of us, were made for connection. We are created for connection, for love, and for belonging. And all of that basic goodness that exists. And so often what happens with wounding, emotional wounds and trauma, and as life happens, as we grow up as children, we learn that we have to be a bully. We learn that we have to, so often people who are abused as children end up becoming abusers as adults in order to keep themselves safe. They learn that, well, my dad, he was mean and abusive and strong, but that kept him safe, right? And then they become those kinds of people in times of distress, right? Or for people that are people pleasers or codependency or whatever, all these things that we learn as children, we learn these false coping mechanisms. We learn these false identities, these false ways of being that are not our true selves, these ugly behaviors that start to come out as a byproduct of of emotional wounds and trauma and all that stuff, which we're going to talk about later on, especially for those of you that are taking this course with me. But really, the thing that's so important to remember is that all of those things are a lie, right? When you're that mean-spiritedness that comes out in each and every one of us, when I'm putting down a person that I love, when I'm behaving in ways that are cruel, when I'm not being strong, when I'm not speaking up for myself, when I'm not telling the truth, when I'm being a doormat, when I'm people-pleasing, when I'm acting in all these ways, that's not my real authentic self. That's really not. That's something that I learned helped me to survive. It's not that gold. That's not that person who knows that they're beautiful and worthy just the way they are, right? When you see someone who knows who they are, who knows their worth, who knows that they're capable of keeping themselves safe from a place of love, those people are so powerful in the world. They don't need those negative power structures. They don't need control mechanisms to be safe in the world, right? And so I want you to just picture for a moment that gold statue underneath all that clay. And I want you to just picture for a moment yourself when you're not being your best self. I want you to picture for a moment that time that you lashed out at your kid, right? That time that you were cruel to your partner, that time that you disappointed someone you love, that you hurt someone you love. I want you to imagine for a moment that person that you love, that time that they hurt you, right? Where are all the nastiness, the belittling that can happen sometimes, right? All of that is just clay that's covering up that gold that's inside each and every one of us. And so sometimes I like to do this exercise, and I just shared it with the people in my group this morning, and I wanted to share it with you guys for when I'm feeling really scared, when I'm feeling overwhelmed with grief and sadness, when I'm feeling alone, when I'm feeling uncertain, when I'm in the middle of a shame spiral, right? Shaming myself, judging myself because I wasn't the person I wanted to be. I did something that I'm not proud of, right? I acted immature, or whatever it is that I'm judging myself for. In all these moments, it's so easy to see the clay. It's so easy to see the shortcomings in other people and in ourselves. It's so easy to see how they're devalued in the world. It's so easy to see the ugliness, but we miss the gold. That's the part that we need to train our eye to be able to see. One of the trauma books I was reading talks about being able to see the donut instead of just the hole, right? We've all got the donut and we've all got the hole. So many people are so good at seeing the hole, right? Look at that giant gaping hole in that person or in ourselves. But I want to draw our attention to the donut, right? To the gold that exists inside each and every one of us. So if you are willing and if you are interested, I want to invite you to just take a moment, get somewhere private if you can, and just breathe with me. Close your eyes, take some breaths, and I want you to hang on to this image the next time that you need it, right? That image of that giant gold statue covered in clay. And as that, I just want you to imagine them just chipping away that clay and uncovering the gold. And I just want you to breathe with me as you sit in whatever kind of pain or discomfort or insecurity that you're in the middle of. I want you to remember that gold, that we are at our very core, at our very essence, we are love. We are created. We were created by love. We all have that love to give. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but it is in there. We all have that. And we just need to remember that gold, right? So I just want you to breathe with me. Maybe even sing along with me, getting out of your head and into your body. And maybe just even chanting a little bit with me. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. can't remember who you are, when the person that you love has said something cruel to you, told you that you're not worthy, that you don't have value, right? But I don't want you in my life. When you just lost your job, when you had an amazing interview and you were excited and they called and told you you didn't get it, and you start to hear those voices in your head that maybe, just maybe, believe that boss, that partner that says you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you shouldn't even be a parent. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. When you've been trying to have a child, and you've tried for months and months and months, going on years now, you've spent money on IVF, you have tried donor after donor after donor, and you keep coming up empty. Ah, as the pain of that experience just wrenches your heart. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. As you're going through a painful divorce, and all you can feel is the clay. All you can see is the clay. God, I just want you to remember. Just draw up that image of that gold statue that was covered in clay. We've all been covered with clay at some point in our lives, but I want you to remember the gold as you're going through a divorce, as you're bankrupt, as you're not sure how you're going to be able to pay your bills, as you feel afraid and lonely and sad and unworthy and ugly. God, I just want you to remember the gold. Remember the gold. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. When your partner left you and told you that you weren't there for them, that you weren't good enough, right? When you started to believe, maybe she's right. What if it really is my fault? What if I'm broken? What if I'm not capable of being in a healthy relationship? What if I might as well just cling on to this thing, this job that I hate, this partnership that I don't feel loved within. Maybe, right? All the self-limiting beliefs. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. When you get the news that your parent has died, that your child is using drugs, when you get the news, right, that this person you love doesn't want to be friends with you anymore, when you get the news that your business has gone bankrupt, that you're going to have to close the doors, when your wife doesn't want to have sex with you, when you feel unwanted, unworthy, rejected, I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. When you lashed out at your parent, when you said that thing that was so cruel because you were in so much pain and you feel ashamed of the person that you were, when you feel ashamed of your behavior, when you feel ashamed of the way that you showed up, when you're just so angry, you don't know that you're ever going to be able to forgive that person that you cared about so fucking deeply. God, when you're just overwhelmed with these emotions and you feel engulfed by the clay, I just want you to remember that there's gold, even if it's just a crack, even if you can only see a little bit, just know that it's in there. I am love. I am love. Just remind yourself of who you really are in the moments when you're just not sure. Maybe you're not getting those messages from the world. Maybe nobody is there to hold you, to love you, to support you. But I'm telling you right now that you can remember the gold. We are love. We are love. It's all around you. It's within you. It's below you. It's above you. It's beneath you. There is love in this life. There is love in this world. We are love. We are love. We are love. We are love. Sometimes I like to put my hand right here on my chest and just feel the vibration in my body. Just feel it in my body, especially when I can't feel it in my heart. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. We are love. We are love. I love you guys. Hang on to that. Hang on to that. When you feel afraid, when you feel angry, when you feel lonely, when you feel like all these negative emotions, the grief, the loss, the sadness, the insecurity, the uncertainty of the world, just the pain, when you're in just so much pain, that feels like all you can feel. I want you to just let the clay be cracked open, just with that belief, that memory, that image, that there is gold, that there is goodness, that there is love inside of you. Sometimes we just need to remember it and just spend a few minutes just focusing on that basic core of who we are, that essence of our humanity. And that is love, that we are love. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.